Ferguson from Detroit Lakes with his Ferguson 35. Very shortly after that tractor was built, Massey Harris and Ferguson merged to form Massey Ferguson. Here's a 1953 DC case owned by Pete Dickinson from Park Rapids. He's got the wide front on it. He's also got the case 3-bottom eagle hitch plow on the back. The eagle hitch was Case's answer to the 3-point hitch, but it obviously didn't catch on beyond Case. Here is a 19... Can you flip that down? 1928 Model A Ford owned by Franz Lynch from Bemidji, by Curtis Bell from Kimball. The 42 stands for the width of the tracks. Here's a 1955 OC3 Oliver owned by Jay Nelson from Cokato. The OC3 followed up the HG after Oliver bought out Fleetrack. Here's a 1943 Oliver 60 also owned by Jay Nelson from Cokato, being driven by Troy Nelson today. Chalmers owned by Stephen Nelson from Gonvick. You don't see too many of the little loaders that were made to fit those little V. Alice Chalmers. He's also got the corn cultivator on the back. Ray Tighe from Bagley with his son Lincoln on their 900 case. And if you'll notice, the wheels on the stack are even 1947 30 Massey Harris owned by Lynette Butler. This is the tractor that her dad bought new. She said that in the family all the time. She drove that when she was growing up. Pretty neat when you could keep them in the family like that. 1937 A John Deere, also owned by Keith Butler from Itasca. 1224 was the smallest. Then next up came the 1836, which we have coming up next. Those numbers stand for the horsepower owned by Orville Scasm. And then 1937 KTA Twin City, also owned by Orville. Twin City, which later go together with the Minneapolis Thrashing Machine Company and the Moline Plow Company to form Minneapolis Moline. Here's a 1930 1728 Twin City, also no lettering on the side, as compared to the earlier Cubs that were styled to fit in with the H's and the M's. Scott Hemrick from Elk River owns this 1950 C Farmall with the wide front. So here, as I was just talking, if you've got some kids that would like to be involved in that, bring them on down here after the parade on Saturday. Here we have a 1949 MC John Deere crawler, owned and driven by Brad Ice from Wadena. The MC is the crawler version of the M farm tractor, and there aren't a lot of them around. Next up, a 52 8N Ford owned by Jim Cairns from Bagley. Steve Rasmussen is driving. He's got my youngest son Andrew with him there. This is also Jim Cairns' 8N Ford. It's got the pumps conversion in it, 6-cylinder engine. Some people repowered them with 6 cylinders, some with V8s. Being driven by Lee Oyen. 1963. I'm not going to lie, I've never seen anything like it. Keith Johnson from Bemidji with his 1897 replica of the Holly Runabout. And that Holly is the same Holly that would later be famous for Holly carburetors on cars. That's what happens when you let those steam engine boys have stuff powered by internal combustion. They just have too much fun. Here's a 1953 John Deere 40C owned by Josh Olson from Roseau. And I am not sure. It looks like there might be one more tractor coming, but maybe not. I can't quite tell. Just bear with us for 1 second.
42 for Ron, 10 and with
eventually it would morph into the Porsche tractor company, which is also the same company that makes Porsche cars. They pull in a Champion horsepower. Next up, a 1972 140 John Deere lawn tractor owned by Levi Anderson from Grantbury, Wisconsin. See, it's got the mid-mount blade on it, and then a 1950s Toro Pony owned by Jacob Rolfe from Lisbon, North Dakota. If you'll look at your show button, you'll recognize the smiling face of Andy Mack from Bemidji, driving a 1953 Super C International owned by Ashley and Brandon Reynolds from Bemidji. And then a 1937 A John Deere owned by Alan Johnson from Bagley. And then a 1937 B John Deere owned by Avis Johnson from Bagley.